Debtbusters Debt Index for the first quarter of 2020 shows South African households were struggling to pay their debts even before COVID-19 lockdown. Borrowing increased substantially in the first quarter, and so did debt levels. Total debt levels increased to 33% on average compared to the same period in 2016. The data also showed more and more consumers need help with managing debt.
The net income for many South Africans has not really increased over the last several years. In fact, when you factor in inflation, the real incomes have gone backwards. And as a result, consumers are having to find themselves to borrow more money to make ends meet. And what the data is telling us that on average, we're seeing consumers to be in significantly higher debt compared to previous years if you compare the same consumer groups and same income groups.
Personal finance coach Ntabu Munokwe says people in debt wait too long before getting help, hoping the problem will sort itself out.
Look at it one step at a time. Look at it one piece at a time. Don't be overwhelmed by the value of your total debt. Start with one debt, speak to your creditors, solve that, clear that debt, and then move on to the next one. There are solutions out there, and it's not the end of the world. You can get through it.
However, South African customers and small businesses are reminded that the month of June marks the end of the COVID-19 relief measures during the national lockdown period. The Banking Association of South Africa has stressed that the relief measures in the form of payment holidays and other deferments did not amount to write-offs on debt, but were instead leniencies.
It was meant to be 3 months, and the 3 months started for some in March, for others in April, for others in May. So we know that the end of June marks the beginning of the end of the first wave of relief. For the customers who require an extension, we have advised that they should contact their credit providers.
The South African Reserve Bank cut its interest rates by 275 basis points so far in 2020 to try and help households manage their debt repayment burden. Credit bureau companies are yet to release data on how many consumers moved to the red in the first 5 months of 2020 to gauge the impact of this intervention in April and May. Debtbusters says sentiment is shifting, and in many households and male breadwinners are now asking for help. Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.